It's time for an old-fashioned cut and buff on today's episode. So we're gonna cut, we're gonna buff, we're gonna skip the panel prep because you'll see why in a second, and we're gonna coat with the baddest coating possibly in South Korea, luminus diamond. This thing does everything you want it to do and more. It's a super A+ S tier. Since everyone's doing tier lists, S tier coating. It has high gloss, slickness, scratch resistance, 10H hardness, self-healing, super hydrophobic. It does it all. So we're going to coat this up with luminous diamond, and I'll show you and tell you my experience and how to apply it so you won't have problems. It's actually getting pretty warm here in the swamp. We'll probably be at 75 degrees today. I'd say medium humidity levels. We'll get the application later. And today we're also checking out some new polishers. We got the Fine Mac rotary that we're testing out. Detail coat wool pad on the rotary. With the rotary, we're pairing it up with gold standard compound, which has been quite the hitter. Other tool we're pairing up today, especially on this hood. This hood has all kind of peaks and valleys. The 5-inch dual action just isn't going to cut it on today's hood. So we're going to test out also the Fine Mac 3-inch polisher. You saw this demoed very quickly with Ivan LaCroix and Philip from Fine Lab back at our SEMA booth. So I'm going to test it out today. So the plan is to get on this hood, give it a good cut with the gold standard compound and our rotary pad. And we're going to be able to get in all the nooks and the peaks and the valleys of this hood and really give it a good cut. And then we're going to finish off with the 3-inch, an orange pad, special agent orange. And we're going to team it up with Fierro, which is going to be kind of our primer polish of today. Super refined gloss polish, bonding agent for coating. Means you can skip the panel prep. You can also panel prep it and it doesn't mess up or interfere with Fierro. It says it's not afraid of panel preps. So however your style is, you can finish with Fierro and either skip the panel prep or panel prep it. I'm going to skip it to maximize today's cut and buff. So cutting compound DIY, finishing compound Fierro, and the 3-inch is going to allow us to get in the kind of the peaks and the valleys of this hood a lot better, which is why we're going to 3-inch the hood. We should be good with the 5-inch DA on the rest of the vehicle, but perfect test out, perfect hood to test out the new Fine Mac polishers. So first up, we'll do the test spot of the combination of the gold standard compound and our 3-inch with Fierro. I like to dab the gold standard compound on the pad because of its gel-like consistency. It doesn't really like you picking it up as a bead, I found in my testing, but let me know how you've been testing it out in your testing. All right, we're gonna spread it out. It's a very thick, viscous liquid. I'm gonna go to speed 3. I'm gonna reach way over here on this side of the hood. So you can see I'm getting right up here on the edge of the hood. When you're on the edge of the hood, make sure you're coming off the edge instead of into the edge, which means your pad is spinning this way. So make sure that pad is spinning off the edge as so, and you're going to be able to polish that edge without getting that paint off of there. With the rotary, we're also able to really get in these peaks and valleys. So the rotary really comes in handy for these hoods with all these divots in it. We'll go ahead and use a DIY Freebird. Give it the wipe off. Definitely a lot of oxidation on the hood. It's kind of interfering with our wipe off. Now we're just going to keep cutting on this side as well. So again, when you're working these peaks, when you're working this edge, make sure you flow off of it. Yep, already looking like a big difference from our before and after. Let's hit it with the Fierro in our section here on this quarter of the hood, so we can get a nice 50-50 going. Fine Mac rotary was fantastic. Now we're going to switch to 3-inch with Fierro. See how I like 3-inch. Trigger's a little sensitive. Trigger's a little sensitive. Fierro got the super nice wipe off, and it looks like it gave us some tremendous gloss. Definitely nowhere near perfection, but even the feel of the paint is a whole lot different from the before and after here. So let me clean up this side a little bit. Let's check out some of the results we're getting. This is going to show you, even with a good cut and buff on a hood like this, you're not going to be able to chase perfection. So the before, of course, the front of the hood has all kind of paint chips and stuff. But then the after, we got some tremendous gloss going on. Deeper scratches are definitely still there. But you can see as we come over here, it doesn't look like Freddy Krueger kind of washed the truck anymore. We're getting some tremendous gloss from the before to the after. So that's what we're chasing today. So that's the goal of today's polish job. Knock down these heavy scratches as much as possible with the rotary. Finish it up with a little Fierro. Prime it. Put a awesome, super epic S-tier coating on it and send this truck on home. Again, not chasing perfection, but as you can see on that before and after, we're bringing back a whole lot of gloss and knocking down a whole lot of these heavy scratches. Let's get into polishing. I'm gonna probably jump straight to coating. So let's get the polishing knocked out and jump straight to the coating. The windows on this truck have a good water spot crust on them. I'm gonna do a test spot. I've already done this half of the back glass, so I know it's gonna work, but we got gold standard, we got a blueberry pad, we got the PXZ. Let's see what kind of results we can get knocking out these water spots. And there's a good crust on here, but if you can skip the water spot remover and get it done with one pad and one compound, you're on to something. Trick here is you can see through the compound, so you kind of just keep going back and forth until you notice the water spot has disappeared. And it's working beautifully in this scenario. Probably won't work on every scenario for sure, but in today's case, it's working amazing. I'm going to show you a 50-50 here, because I can see through the polish, so I know the water spots are gone. Let's get you in here close. So you can see the water spot crust that has developed. This is what all the glass looks like around the vehicle, the spot we polished. So let's wipe off our gold standard compound. And look at that. So from there, let's see if we can focus again. So from there to here in a very short amount of time with very little product. So that's amazing. So I'm gonna polish out all the glass, gold standard compound, and the blueberry pad. The side mirror is also riddled with water spots, but you don't want to take a machine to this. This is not glass, it's plastic. So hand polish. Take a little gold standard compound. We're gonna do just a quick hand polish. It's not gonna remove everything to perfection, but there's definitely gonna be some improvement. And it's better than nothing. Flip to a good side. Look at that. Not perfect, but clarity has been restored. Today we're talking about cleaning Buff and Shine edge guard pads and how I've been doing it and keeping them real clean and real efficient. So first off, we mix a rinseless wash. Today we're using Quiver Endo rinseless wash in our bucket, 256 to 1. You can see I've been cleaning pads all day today already. We got a yucky pad. We're just gonna take it. You need some kind of washboard type grit guard in your bucket. I have the mitt slide, and it's perfect to be our pad slide today. And we're just gonna take our pad and give it this scrubbing action across the board. Check on it. You see it's almost clean already. We give it a good squeeze, push the water to the outside edge of the pad. Got a little bit left. I'll just give that another scrub. And boom, look at that. Totally clean and ready to go again. So now our pad is soaking wet right now. So I just take a polisher, put it on, boom. Maybe make less of a mess than I did, but there you go. Clean and dry pad, ready for another pass. All right, we're done with the compounding and polishing. So we said we were gonna skip the panel prep, but we're gonna give it a panel wipe between the compounding and the wool pad, throwing wool everywhere, compounds in a couple cracks. I'm gonna go around with the panel wipe, give it a thorough wipe down, make sure there's no compound residue left over on any of the surfaces, and then we'll get into diamond coating. If you haven't gave Yum panel wipe a try, it's a beautiful, beautiful panel wipe. Has a degreasing agent to it. Pairs perfectly with a Mr. Twister towel. Go check it out if you haven't tried it. Leaves that surface nice and prepped up. Also, this truck's trim is going to benefit greatly from the panel wipe, getting it a little extra cleaner before we put that coating on top of it. So, good deal. Now we're to the coating portion of the video. We've done the polishing, we've done the panel prepping. Now it's time to apply luminous diamond. We got a little applicator. We have light and shadow, all about ceramic coating. Professional owner's manual. And ooh, look at this. Got a little nice fancy little pouch. And in this pouch comes a nice little luminous warranty card. So you can put down all the information, your information, the model, the VIN, the installed product, the name, the date. So really professional warranty card from Luminous. Amazing. Good job from them. So we'll set them over there. The meat and potatoes of the package is, of course, this ceramic coating. You get a nice hefty 50 ml bottle. Look at that. And you're going to want to give this a thorough shake because there's a lot going on in this formula. So go ahead and get the shaking and really get everything emulsified and mixed up. When it looks like everything's healthily mixed up in the bottle, we're good. So we're going to use the box itself as a little caddy. Got our little luminous applicator. So we can put our little caddy here. Look at that. Got some luminous stickers in here as well. Luminous really knows how to put a package together for their ceramic coating. And a nice little applicator with their logo imprinted on it. Beautiful. So we'll go ahead and use the applicator that comes with it for the little demo here. Have your towels ready to go. So we have the level 1 and final level ceramic coating leveling towels. Level 1 is white. Give it that wipe so you can see what's going on during that first wipe. And then the final level towel is a little plusher, a little higher GSM, just to reduce pressure points, all that good stuff, and give you a really absorbent second wipe to avoid high spots. So again, here's the bottle. LM Diamond. Looky there, looky there. 50 ml bottle. And that is a viscous, strange looking liquid. So definitely a different type of ceramic coating we're dealing with today. That's why I say make sure you shake up all them solids and the good stuff. Might give you a little spew when you open it up. So you might want to go ahead and clean up the little cap. We'll put our cap here. And now, let's see. Luminous diamond drips out. Heavily saturate the pad. That's how I like to do it. I'm gonna go ahead and clean up our cap area. Put the little cap on. And here we go. I'm gonna work in pretty small sections, 2 by 2. This is a very serious coating. Draw your wheel, draw your box, and then apply the coating as you draw. This is very thick. You can tell this coating is going to work immediately. And you're gonna wanna apply in a pretty serious manner. Getting all these nooks and crannies, ridges, and boom. And we are going to immediately start leveling luminous diamond. Very thick coating. Initial first wipe, and then come in with the final level buff off towel. Boom. With luminous diamond, you know you're applying a hefty ceramic coating. It's gonna let you know. So, especially, I'm not in the most controlled environment. Of course, got the garage door open. Stuff's going on. I'm applying, and I'm immediately leveling. Not playing any games with luminous diamond. This is the luminous coatings are coatings that are gonna not be initially the slickest coatings in the world, but the cure to a beautiful, beautiful finish. So there you go. We're gonna do that around the vehicle. Check your edges and the nooks and the crannies. You do not want to leave a hot spot. Luminous diamond. But other than that, it's wipe on, immediately wipe off. Makes it a very professional coating, but you're not going to want to play around when applying this coating. And boom, we coated all the things. I even put it on the glass. Luminous diamond application. Don't want to mess around when it comes to this. Is a serious, serious professional grade coating. And get it on, get it off is the easiest way to go about it, especially if you're out of a fully controlled environment like my garage setup here. You don't want to mess around. On and off. Now, if you're in a controlled setting, you may have about 30 seconds to a minute to wipe off. If you're in a humid garage like me, on and off, easy peasy. Curing time, 1 hour after application. The coating is nice and dry, ready for the next layer or just ready to send into the world. Of course, it says for full soap washing, wait the 7 days cure time. When it came to the application is real simple for you. Even on the instructions here, it says apply the coating thoroughly and then immediately buff with your microfiber cloth. So it is an on, it's an off coating. Doesn't get more plain and more simple than that. Put it on, get it off. And if you don't mess around. It ain't playing no games. Don't play games with luminous diamond. Curing time, 1 hour after application. Coating is dry, ready for either next layer or ready to use activity. So you can send it out an hour later. So it's been about an hour. I did the interior, cleaned up the glass. And I say, today's project, the glass, I'll show you in the after shots here, that just looked real crispy, really came out beautiful. I'm really satisfied with the glass. We got it protected with luminous diamond as well. So all the surfaces are cleaned, polished, protected. That's kind of all I got in this one. We'll just go out with some after shots and some music. Luminous diamond. It's a heavy duty, real deal coating. Oh yeah, I need to get you some water behavior, I guess, too. So we'll squirt a little water on the paint. It's been over that hour, so we can get some hydrophobic behavior. Let's go out with some water behavior shots on that luminous diamond. It's pretty insane. Let's go.